Hey guys, Kirk here from AcidByte, and today I want to show you our brand new pack, which is called Animated Markers. And this is a pack full of pre-keyed animated scribbles and assets that you can use in any editing software. And as you can see here, I already went ahead and pre-built a little example for you out of our assets. This is kind of like an opening title sequence, just to show you the kind of stuff that you could do with these. So let's jump right into it, guys. When you download this asset pack from us, you're going to get a folder structure that looks like what you have here. So you'll have all the assets and a tutorial folder, which is the tutorial I'm making now. And then you'll have a folder for each of the different kind of assets that are included here. So we've already sorted the assets into folders by type. You know, there's different images, numbers, letters, tons of different stuff here. And I went ahead and just dragged and dropped them straight into the project. So that's a super easy way to import things. And then I set up this timeline here with a couple clips, and I'm going to use this to show you guys how to use the assets. So let's just come over here and pick out an asset. And maybe we want to start with something simple like a frame. Yeah, I'm going to grab one of these and I'm just going to drag it straight onto the timeline. But these are 4K assets, guys, so I'm in a 1080p timeline, so I want to come down here and do set to frame size. And then you're going to see that it's already pre-keyed, right? I mean, it's literally drag and drop right onto the timeline. And of course, you'll notice that the color of the frame is white. And all of the assets are actually going to come in white as a default, but it's super easy to change. So in your editing software, you should probably have an effect called Colorize, or in Premiere, it's called Tint. And if I drop that onto the asset and then I come up to the effects panel, you can see that I can remap the colors. So I can click on white, and then I can play around here, and I'll just choose a nice saturated red. And it's really that easy, right? I mean, that's all it takes to change the color. Now, after that, now that you've got the color down, maybe I can give you guys some ideas about how to use these assets. I'm thinking about maybe what I'll have happen is I'll have this frame track in with my shot. And what I need to do first is I need to make a nested sequence out of this frame asset. And that's because the clip that we're pushing in on here is much longer than the asset, right? But if I just duplicate this out a couple times, and then I can extend my nested sequence until the end of the clip, and then that's fine, right? Now, let's find the beginning of this push-in movement. So the movement is starting right around here, and I'm going to make a scale keyframe right here, okay? And then I'm going to scale it down because I want it to kind of frame our characters a little better. I'll make a position keyframe as well. And then I'm going to scrub forward and find the end of this little dolly in. And yeah, so that's going to be right around here. And then I'm going to scale the frame up, right? So that we feel like we've pushed into the frame here. So let's take a look at that. Yep, so that's super easy, right guys? Very cool. And the same process applies to all of the assets. So I'm thinking maybe for the next one, I'll try to grab a heart here. You can see, of course, we're providing you with a whole bunch of different options. I think maybe I'll just grab the basic one. So I think I'm gonna use the asset again as kind of a framing device for my actor here, right? So I'm gonna use the scale and position and rotation controls here to center it around her face. And then I'm thinking I might tint it. And maybe this time what we'll do is we'll go for the color of her clothing to kind of help integrate it into the scene a bit more. Okay, yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. But again, because the clip itself is much longer than the actual asset's animation cycle, I'm going to nest it again. I'm going to make a nested sequence and duplicate it. So then I can come back and extend that nested sequence, and it's going to reach the end of our clip. And let's preview that. So that's cool, guys. That's like a super easy basic example. I just want to get you kind of prepped on how to use the assets and how easy it is to just drag it in and adjust it to your footage. And then I want to go here and talk to you about this intro that I made. You can see that this is also a nested sequence where I duplicated out the assets. What I have on the bottom layer here is one of our backgrounds, and I tinted this down using an RGB curves effect, because this is quite a wild, chaotic effect, and I just want to have this kind of texture in the background. And after that, I made another subsequence where I used individual letters to actually build out the word acid bite. After that, I put a frame around it, and then I grabbed this little arrow, which just happens to work perfectly with that frame, you know, just getting creative and looking through the assets to see what fits. And lastly, I just dropped in a bunch of these fun little animations, and I used a different tinting effect on each one, because again, they do all start out as white, and you know, I added the different colors, and that's how I made this title sequence, and it's pretty simple. And that's basically it, guys. We're just providing the tools, and you get creative with how you use them. Thank you for downloading. See you next time.